very, very rule-based. But, and being an accountant, I can tell you that accounting profession was very rule-based for a very long time. But as we became global and we decided that rule-based is not the best way to go. So the new international financial reporting standards are principle-based, that they are fundamental principles by which we will operate. Rules are too rigid for something to be applied to a very diverse set of economies. And I think India needs the same thing. We have been on a rule-based constitution. We need to have dharma-based rule, principles-based constitution. And I think people, if you ask them what is dharma, they don't even know what it is. And they get confused and they think about, lingo, jingo, and all that. But that education has to slowly come. I wish Mr. Ram Madhav had given more interviews and talked in more depth about, and I think others will do that. I'm sure that other people are doing it, but that has to be built in the background. And we know that our Prime Minister, BJP, is all based on those principles. He talks about that literally in every international forum that he's there. Vasudev Kutambam. He mentions these things. When people will see good results coming out of governance based on those principles, acceptance will be much, much easier. So my suggestion would be that we need to go both in parallel, but make sure that this whole underlying philosophy that we want to inculcate has to be running in parallel in a way that people get educated, that this is not a result of following the Western model. It is following our model. And I'll give you one simple example. We had talked about climate change, protecting the earth and all that. India has achieved the goals that were set for 2030 today in terms of, being friendly to the environment and to the earth and so on and so forth. It's a reflection of our values. China refused to do any of those things because they were more concerned about making money. I think we have combined making money with our values very, very effectively. And these examples should be brought in public, that, our fundamental belief and governance system is much stronger than what we give credit for. And when people see the results, they start believing it. The woke culture of the West, which is very, very hard, I don't want to use any harsh words, which is definitely pro-environment, will see that the value in what we are doing here by seeing the results of India. So there's no point fighting with them, but our results will speak for it. So I'm going to close by let others speak on this, but I think the two have to go in parallel. And if our decisions are based on our philosophy, underlying philosophies and dharma, I think we see good results. Putting that into place will be much easier as we progress further down. But economy has to be the number one concern at this time. India has too many challenges to deal with. So I'll stop.
India has too many challenges to deal with, so says Praveenji. Jaggi, I'm coming to you on that because he attributed to a couple of things that challenges. You wrote an article recently, and about why India needs to adopt a missionary zeal. And it is a very eloquent story of your thoughts in this matter, because obstacles that are happening to India are driven from the communities and social norms and this for me or that not for me. So when you use the word missionary zeal, it's a very important one because that's where the missionaries came to this country. And the East India Company made India a part of East India Company, forgetting that it was a country of its own. So your thoughts on that element, which is critical. Where do we get that missionary zeal from? And how do we go about it? Why did you feel it that way?
Yeah, two, three things. I'm reminded of a quote from Bertrand Russell. The problem with the world, he said, is that fools and fanatics are going with such confidence and they're so sure of themselves, whereas the wise people, those who have the knowledge, are full of doubt and self-doubt. So this is, it's not the exact quote, but words to that effect. Our problem is we have a fantastic heritage. We are so filled with doubt about the value of our own civilizational ethos and heritage, while two desert cults are going around so confidently with speaking nonsensical things and breaking things. So what we need to do is, the one thing we can learn from them is we must give up defensiveness in approach.